Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and we finally get out the last fan requested Friday matchup of the week. Brandon Curry 2019 Arnold's Classics versus Kevin Levrone 2002 Mr. Olympia. And it was because of the Chicago Pro guys that I did have a delay on this week's mini tournament, but rest assured I will get the semifinals out today. Perhaps maybe I'll do a four-way. Who knows? Who knows? I could do a four-way comparison, and you wouldn't have to do semifinals or finals. The winner of that would be your winner, your overall winner of the week. But anyway, guys, that structure of Brandon Curry's is outstanding. Not many people talk about that because, well, his legs might be slightly smaller than his upper body, but here in this matchup, it does not show up that much because if you weren't aware, Kevin Levrone, his leg size compared to his upper body was the best back in the early 90s, and his legs really never matched his upper body since. So Brandon Curry, he's really doing fairly well, actually quite well. And yes, I said Brandon Curry's structure is good. It is better than Kevin Levrone's, even though Kevin is much bigger, wider shoulders, things of that nature, but his waist is much wider. I mean, sure, if Brandon Curry was just as tall, he would be better. Go to the front lat spread, and that's that structure again. And sizing these guys, little bit of a venture. I mean, obviously here, Brandon Curry leaning way back. Look at the shoulder width. Keep in mind, guys, a couple inches, few inches shorter, and the shoulder width close to that of Kevin Levrone. What an outstanding shot, guys. I mean, with all due respect to Kevin Levrone, I would have to say the former champion, Brandon Curry, Olympia champion, is on another level. Turn to the side. Now here's where, honestly, I could see me giving Kevin Levrone an edge in the side. Peck for peck, he does look outstanding. But look at the wheels. Look at the wheels. He definitely was nowhere near what he was, even in, say, 97 Levrone. I mean, that Levrone meant business. Business for sure. I mean, that Levrone, I would say, would flatten Curry, but not this comparison. Go to the side tricep, and this is a better picture here. It was the side chest wasn't the best picture for Kevin Levrone. This one here, his conditioning looks better, I have to say. Looks right up there with Brandon Curry's. Does Kevin Levrone's not really showing his legs the same way, and I think that helps him. I guess it shows that he's not as small in the legs that he did look like he was in the side chest, let's face it. But with all due respect, guys, I love the Maryland Muscle Machine. And when you look at the arm department, I would say Kevin Levrone gets an edge. And, you know, like I said, guys, with all due respect, but to be honest, I used to think this is one of his best versions, but it's not. It's not. He's nowhere near the size that he was in the late 97 in particular, not the late 70s. My word. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's have a look at the backs. And right out of the chute, I can see that Brandon Curry is in slightly better condition as far as the glutes, hamstrings, things of that nature is concerned. But it's not that drastic. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's not like he's Phil Heath versus, I don't know, somebody that's soft in the glutes. Flex Wheeler. Anyway, with all due respect to Flex Wheeler, hey, I could have easily said Chris Cormier, Lee Priest. I guess it's good to get a name drop, so kudos to Flex Wheeler. Anyway, guys, back development, much thicker for Brandon Curry, in my opinion. Levrone, not bad in this shot at all. Very wide as a barn door. But it looks like Curry's almost just as wide. And on a smaller frame, that definitely bodes well. Levrone winning on the calf department, for those of you who actually take the time to look at that. But the lower half, I have to say, little drier for Curry. Close, though, close. Go to the rear double. Same thing here. Definitely a conditioning edge for Brandon Curry in the lower half. But when you look at the back development this time, I think Levrone looks pretty darn good. Look at the lat insertions. Pretty prominent, I would say. Lat width, though. Look at the outer lats. Brandon Curry, he's so wide. For I guess you could call him a smaller guy, for sure. Against, Levrone's from the 90s. I mean, they were all fairly tall, right? I guess, aside from Sean Ray. A couple other ones. Go to the abs and thigh. One more pose after this. And if you were thinking that I was crazy for saying that Brandon Curry's structure is better, take a look. Take a look. The wheel size is kind of the same here. Of course, Levrone's going to be bigger, but it's a bigger frame. But aside from that, both the same. And the midsections. Now that's what I'm talking about. The frame. He's got such a small little waist. Levrone, not known for a big waist, but in this matchup, it looks like that. And that V-taper of Curry's. The wide clavicle width. Clavicle compared to waistline. One of the best, I think. Maybe in bodybuilding history. Who knows? For Brandon Curry. Go to the most muscular and finish this one off. And one thing that I seen in an interview where Dexter Jackson was talking about the 90s guys coming up. And one thing that Kevin Levrone said to Dexter Jackson, he said, all you new guys are big. You're so big. And it was hard to size this one for sure. But man, I gotta say, Curry looks big. But keep in mind, when Levrone was saying that, it was the late 2000s, and maybe he doesn't realize how big he was in the late 90s. I almost said 70s again. In the late 90s. In the late 90s, he was massive, massive. Even 10 pounds of quality muscle, guys. Let's face it, 10 pounds on these guys looks like 50 pounds on a regular person. Anyway, guys, hate to get passionate over this. What a good matchup. This is what Fan Request Friday is all about. Brandon Curry, 2019, advances on a pretty close little matchup, but let's face it, it was conditioning, it was completeness, lack of calves, but still, I think his overall conditioning was better, and his frame, shorter guy, yes, but clavicle width, waistline, and wheels not bad in this matchup. Hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.